CRM 2011 Components. Let's start off with the CRM 2011 Server. CRM 2011 Server provides web services for access to all CRM functions. CRM 2011 Server roles can be deployed on one or more servers to be able to spread the load. There's actually three types of server roles: front-end roles, back-end roles, and deployment administration roles. Server roles are typically deployed in the above three groups, but can also be individually deployed during the installation process. CRM 2011 Server front-end roles. The front-end roles run client applications and applications developed with Dynamics CRM Software Development Kit. This would include the Discovery Service, which finds the organization that a user belongs to in a multi-tenant deployment. The Organizational Web Service. This supports running applications that use the methods described in the Microsoft Dynamics CRM SDK or Software Development Kit. The Web Application Server. This runs the web application server that's used to connect all users to the CRM data. The Web Application Server role requires the Organizational Web Service role as well. The Help Server. This is what makes Dynamics Help available to end users. CRM 2011 Server Backend roles. This includes the roles that handle the processing of asynchronous events, such as workflows and custom plugins that are running asynchronously. These roles are typically not exposed to the Internet. This would include the Asynchronous Processing Service, which processes queued asynchronous events such as workflows, bulk email, or data import. Sandbox Processing. This enables an isolated environment to allow for the execution of custom code such as plugins. This isolated environment reduces the possibility of custom code affecting the operation of other organizations improperly. CRM 2011 Server Deployment Administration roles. These are the roles for components that are used for managing the deployment either by the deployment tools or methods described in the CRM 2011 Deployment Software Development Kit. Deployment tools include the Deployment Manager, as well as Windows PowerShell commandlets that are designed to automate Deployment Manager tasks. And the Deployment Web Service, which manages the deployment by using methods described in the Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2011 Deployment Software Development Kit. CRM 2011 Server Technologies. CRM 2011 Server uses the following technologies: Internet Information Services 7.0, which is supplied as part of Windows Server 2008, and .NET 4.0 framework, SQL Server 2008, 64-bit only, and SQL Server Reporting Services. Active Directory. Active Directory Federation Services 2.0, but this is for Internet-facing deployments only and is optional. And finally, SharePoint 2010 or 2007, which is also optional. IIS 7.0 hosts the CRM website, and the CRM setup program will actually install IIS on the CRM server if necessary. The installation process will also create a website, but you can create it before running the server setup or allow CRM 2011 server setup to create it, which is recommended. The default, when it's created, is localhost :5555 with no SSL support. And it needs minor changes to the bindings to support either SSL or an Internet-facing deployment known as IFD. Active Directory is used for on-premise CRM user authentication and identification. The user account is required in Active Directory for on-premise deployments. The CRM user record is linked to the Active Directory account. And when the user attempts to access CRM, the user is identified by CRM from the Active Directory account that they've logged on to the network with, thus providing single sign-on and not requiring CRM to prompt a user for a logon and password when they want to access the application. Active Directory Federation Services 2.0. If you need to expose CRM sites to the web, then you need another method of authentication. Since the CRM access is via the web, Active Directory is not able to ascertain who the users are, so it is not viable for these types of deployments. For Internet-facing deployments, CRM 2011 requires the use of a Secure Token Service, or STS. For the purposes of discussion, Active Directory Federation Services 2.0 is used to provide the STS. They strongly recommend an SSL setting in an IIS website, and encryption certificates are required to implement ADFS 2.0. CRM 2011 utilizes SQL Server for the database. So the CRM 2011 server deployment must include a SQL 2008 64-bit deployment as a server for the database. There is a single deployment permitted per SQL instance. Multiple organizations are possible within this single instance, however. A deployment of CRM generally includes the following databases in SQL. First of all, the MS CRM_config database is the deployment configuration, and there is always one and only one of these databases per deployment or installation of CRM. The orgname_MS CRM database will exist for each organization in a deployment. It contains the organization's data, customizations, and settings. Basically everything related to an organization. And this can be on different SQL servers than the deployment. And finally, Report Server and Report Server TempDB are working copies of reports contained in organizational databases for SSRS, but they do not need to be backed up as part of the CRM backups. CRM 2011 Reporting and Technologies. CRM 2011 uses SQL Server Reporting Services as the primary reporting engine, but allows two kinds of reports, either SQL-based or Fetch XML-based. CRM 2011 reporting extensions should be installed on the designated SSRS 2008 server or servers. This is designed to handle issues related to Kerberos and double hop across multiple servers, and is required for the reports to function. You need to install this once per SSRS server, and you cannot install it multiple times for each instance. For that reason, an SSRS server will only serve up for a single deployment of CRM. You'll need additional servers for additional deployments. Reports can be created using the Report Wizard, the MS SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio, or BIDS, or Visual Studio 2010 or 2008. CRM 2011 and SharePoint 2010. There is now a native integration between CRM 2011 and SharePoint 2010 or 2007. There's a better integration using SharePoint 2010, and you can use the SharePoint Foundation no-charge version of SharePoint. The integration is improved because of a SharePoint list component for CRM that's installed on SharePoint 2010. This list component is not supported by SharePoint 2007. Because of this, SharePoint 2007 just displays as an iframe. It's still functional, but slightly less so than SharePoint 2010. CRM 2010 and Link/OCS. CRM supports presence or user availability and IM within CRM. This is optional, but it does require Microsoft Office Communications Server 2007 or later versions. CRM 2011 Outlook Client Technologies. The CRM 2011 Outlook Client integrates Dynamic CRM with Outlook 2010, 2007, and 2003. This add-in is supported in both 32-bit and 64-bit versions to match the Office version installed on the client PC. Client operating systems supported include XP, Vista, and Windows 7. This add-in integrates with Outlook 2010 seamlessly, taking full advantage of ribbon and much greater functionality than with other versions of Outlook. CRM 2011 Outlook Client functionality. The Outlook Client synchronizes CRM with Outlook contacts, tasks, and the calendar. It also can cause email that is received or sent by Outlook to be tracked or stored in the CRM database. Or you can configure CRM to work with an email router to reduce the load on the client PC. The Outlook client provides full access to CRM functionality and all entities, just like the web client does. However, a significant benefit is that it can optionally work offline from the CRM server using an onboard database and small footprint web server. And there is other functionality that's supported here that is very beneficial to end users.